Give me all them secrets.
Give you all the secrets. What secrets?
Give me all them secrets.
What secrets?
Whatever you got.
I don't have no secrets.
Are you sure?
Okay, I might have a few.
You definitely have a few. Because I have a few.
I'm not giving no secrets.
I might have more than
Hey, you remember that one Thanksgiving story we talked about the family with so many secrets? They didn't know their mom went to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
what are you doing in your life that you got that many secrets?
it's just easier not to tell people stuff, honestly. Like,
yeah, for real. I don't know if I'm that secretive.
I am.
I do have a story for you though. So my weekend was crazy. As you know, this past weekend was Black Friday and Thanksgiving and all that. And what's today? Today is Cyber Monday.
Monday. Yep, Cyber Monday because kids are off school.
Do you ever pay attention to the Cyber Monday deals?
I didn't even know that was a thing until today.
I don't really. Yeah, about the school thing?
Yeah, I was like, what?
I mean, some people are off school, some people aren't, because the college kids were back in school, but some of the high school and like elementary kids and stuff like that, they get off school.
The holidays or whatever are out of control.
I think it's just another excuse for them to be like, hey, we don't want to put up with your kids another day.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think, dude, because that would have never been the case for us.
We definitely have a lot more holidays with the added technology of at-home learning. Me
and Justin were just talking about all the weird random holidays. Juneteenth.
You know, a lot of the kids get laptops now.
Yeah.
They have the at-home learning thing.
Yeah.
So they give a lot more days off now because they have the kids just do their schoolwork at home on the days that they don't want people to come in.
Well, like, what's the point of school if you're going to give them a laptop and like, here you go?
I don't know. We might as well just, we should start our own school, I think. I think school needs to be reset. I think we should just start our own.
You got to talk AJ or somebody else into that.
No, it'd be really easy. It'd be really easy. You'd have your full academy online. You could pay people to come in and teach classes and record a session. They record the whole session. They could use that class for the entire year. That's what they do for online college classes. A lot of stuff. There is interactive elements. Like there's some college classes where you could interact with the teacher. But there's another element, too, where it's just recorded videos that the teacher does.
Well, that's no different than, like, Coursera or something, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what online learning is. And now you'll have modules that you learn and do homework and whatnot, but most of it's just recorded videos now, bro. Even my kids' online learning, a lot of those recorded videos and modules. That's it.
I see.
Yeah, so we could start our own school. We could make a ton of money off that.
Let's start a Ninja Academy.
Academy.
That's the school I want to start. Okay.
You know what? Actually, we do have a Ninja Academy here in Ohio.
Where?
Columbus.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a whole facility.
Is it a?
It's legit.
No way.
Yeah.
How the heck legit. Am I not? Why am I just not learning about this?
Well, it became more of a thing after American Ninja Warrior got famous.
What?
And their businesses started opening up their own ninja gyms. So
dude, if I knew that about like right after high school, I would have tried to get into it.
Dude, even my kid's trampoline park has a ninja course now.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Better get them into it.
Yeah, right. All right. So my story about this weekend. So I was on my way to work. I was on my way to work. And said workplace where I was set up at, because I went to the venue, and the venue is this big restaurant looking, very nice place, right?
So you open up the menu.
I open up the menu at the venue, and they told me that I was going to set up my stuff in this corner over here by the patio. I was like, all right, cool. Problem, the patio has incandescent light bulbs, which are really cool. They look nice at night, but they draw a lot of power. If you know,
those were old, crappy lights.
They're like they're new. Like they still have them. They make them around Christmas time. They look like the old fashioned lights, but they're nice looking. They look like park lights. You know, like the one my dad has. Like the
okay
across. That's what they look like. So they had those, and then they had these flat looking heaters overhead that would turn on every once in a while and heat wherever you were sitting at, which is really cool. But they had like 16 of them.
Yeah, that's too many.
And then on top of that, in the same said circuit, they had 3 brand new quartz heaters, which draw a lot of power. And because the patio was not warm enough, so they plugged in those 3 heaters on the same circuit. They wanted me to plug into said circuit. And if you don't know anything about me, I have an entertainment system. I am an entertainer. But the entertainment system, I get everything set up and plugged in, and my sub's not working.
Faulty wiring.
It's straight up feedback. Okay. And I'm wondering myself if my sound system just broke. So I'm like, oh great, now my sound system is broke and I'm gonna have to like go home, right? No, turns out because they have so much on one circuit, that outlet was bad and there was nowhere else for me to plug into.
And that was the only outlet, period.
So I did the entire event without my sub. I had the regular speakers on, which it worked out. Okay, the whole event ended up working out. Everything was fine, but I knew it was the outlet because when you turn up the bass too high, everything would cut out. And the feedback coming in through the outlet, and you could hear the heaters from the patio pulling the electricity from that outlet and from the said circuit that it was on. So it was very interesting. And I was like, no, I'm never doing this again. And then I get through the whole event, right? I get through the whole event. Everything goes fine. I look down at my mixer for my entertainment system, and there's liquid. Not a liquid that I recognize. You know how like sometimes you look down, you can tell if it's pop, you can tell if it's water,
oil.
Well, yeah, or something, right? Well, this looked like a brown liquid. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I take my towel, I wipe it up, I look over, there's more liquid.
Where is it coming from?
I don't know. I take my towel, I wipe it up, I look to another part of my mixer, there's more liquid.
On your mixer?
Yeah. And I wipe all this.
Was there a pipe above you?
No pipes above me. I didn't have any pipes above me. It was just the heaters and the lights. So I'm like, what is going on? I don't know what's going on. I look down, and then I look to my left hand.
Your left hand.
And my finger is cut wide open.
You couldn't tell it was you couldn't tell it was red.
No, because I had my lights on, and the whole patio was like this blue kind of atmosphere that I've had going on. So I had no idea what color it was because I was just like wiping it up with my towel, and I didn't know. Like,
every time you wiped, you bled a little again.
I had this mystery liquid. I couldn't tell where it was coming from. I looked down, my fingers cut wide open. I'm like, what is going on?
I'm trying to wipe up with the blood.
I didn't even feel it. I didn't even feel it.
I've done that before, dude. I've had like boards and metal and everything like gash open my arm. And like I'll be bleeding profusely on the ground or whatever, but I wouldn't know until somebody said, "Hey, man, you're bleeding." I'm like, what?
Exactly.
I had my nerve damage. I can't tell.
I had no clue at all
when this happened.
I had no clue at all whatsoever. And I take the towel, I wrap my arm up, and for the last 10 minutes of the show, I am running the show with my wrapped arm, and I'm running the whole show with one hand. Like a pirate, just running the whole show with one hand. We finally get done. I asked the people at the place if they had bandages. They gave me bandages. Everything got fixed up. But it was just so funny. That day was just one thing right after another. And
sounds like it.
It was all downhill all the way to the end. But everything went fine. Everything turned out fine. But when you do entertainment or you run shows, or you're just going to run into issues no matter what you do. If you're running a business, you're just going to run into issues, and you kind of just got to roll with it, man. Yeah. Like I had to roll with the punches. I did the show without a bass. I did the show with a cut hand, you know.
Bass ain't absolutely necessary, right? So,
well, what I did was I ended up turning the bass up in the speakers a little bit so that it sounded like there was some bass on the floor. So I was able to turn it up enough to where it sounded pretty decent. They loved the show and everything went fine. But man, just one thing after another. And I'm like, I told the staff, I'm like, I don't suggest anybody plugging into that circuit anymore. It's not a good idea.
Need more plugs. That's what I always said. Hey, where are the rest of the plugs at?
Or they could have run, and what I was tempted to do was to run an extension cord into the venue, deep, into the restaurant part, into the main. I
probably would have done that.
So next time, if I end up there, I will be running long extension cords probably into the restaurant because there's no other way to do it. You've got 20 heaters and 5 strands of incandescent light bulbs on one circuit. That's enough to blow everything.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit much.
It was not smart. Whoever wired that was not smart. All right, so yeah, that my weekend was a little bit weird. And speaking of weird, let's get into our fun stuff for our audience this week. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. All right, here we go.
So I found a story from back in October 25th, 2023. We meant to do this on the last show, but we ran out of time. That's one of the stories.
Okay. All right. What you got for us, bud?
On the AP News website.
Okay.
The title is Man Trapped in Jewelry Vault Overnight is Freed When Timer Opens the Chamber as Scheduled.
Wait. So a man got trapped into a jewelry vault. We don't know why he was there yet, because I'm not going to spoil it, but we don't know why he was there. But dude got trapped inside a jewelry vault. We can only... You know what? I'm not even going to spoil it. Let's see what you got. What happened? Tell us what happened.
A man was trapped in New York. A man was trapped inside a steel-reinforced concrete jewelry vault in New York City overnight after firefighters had to abandon an attempt to rescue him for safety reasons. Fortunately, the vault was on a timer and opened on its own Wednesday morning, officials said.
A few moments later.
The fire department was called to the Midtown Manhattan building on Tuesday evening after the man became trapped while trying to access his safety deposit box. Assistant Fire Chief John Sirocco said, "The building at 580 Fifth Avenue is known as the World Diamond Tower." That sounds pretty cool. And houses several jewelry businesses. Sirocco did not explain how the man became trapped.
Wait. So the building was known as the World Diamond Tower?
Yes.
Was the guy working there?
What, the guy that got trapped?
Yeah. Who was it that got trapped?
Tell. It just says a man. That's all I see so far. A man. He was accessing his safety deposit box.
Oh, okay. So he was
a customer.
He was a customer. So they locked a customer in there? What happened?
Fire and police department personnel were in communication with the man inside the vault and could watch him on a security camera. Sirocco said the fire department's rescue units have tools that would be able to break through the vault's 30-inch steel-reinforced concrete walls.
Wow.
The process was started to breach the wall at the vault, he said in a news conference. After about 10 hours, Sirocco said the firefighters reached the steel plating and decided to hold off going any further, fearing their rescue attempts could harm the man trapped inside. Problem with the plating is we'd have to use our torches, he said, which would affect the environment for that person inside the vault. The doors opened as scheduled around 7 a.m. and the man was freed unharmed. So it sounds like since there was a timer, it was automatically shutting on its own.
Okay.
And it was scheduled to open.
All right. So he just picked a bad time, in other words.
Sounds like
wrong place, wrong time.
Not like hey, I gotta go check my box. But I didn't realize it was about to close. So.
Wrong place, wrong time. Well, wait, what if it was one of those things where he walks in and goes, I'll just be real quick. You know how people in like 2023, they're like, yeah, I'll just be real quick. Like you try to tell them the rules. You try to tell them like, hey, we are closing or this is closing. And there's always those people that come in the last 5 minutes before closing. Says we are closing. And then they're surprised when they're locked in the store. And it's like, we told you we were closed. What if he walked in and was like, I'll be real quick. Don't worry about it. And he walks in, boom.
That'd be pretty scary, honestly. But
does that bring out your
claustrophobia?
Claustrophobia?
It would. I'm like, hey, I've been like in the camera going, hey, you see me? What are you doing? I've been like motioning with my hands. You gonna get me or not? Like,
it was a safety deposit box. You said it was it a jewelry vault?
Yeah.
Jewelry vault
in the World Diamond Tower. It says houses several jewelry businesses.
That's epic. What you imagine if you could say you had a safety deposit box in the World Diamond Tower? That's pretty epic. That's flexing.
That guy must be making.
Yeah, that guy's making something money. I don't know of anybody that just has a safety deposit box.
I've never had one.
In the World Diamond Tower.
Do you have one?
Nope. I don't even have a regular one.
We're just not in that bracket yet.
Well, and I might, but I don't know. It seems interesting to me. Speaking of a lot of money, I got one for you. How about a single stamp that was sold for $2 million? You want to hear about this?
I want to find it.
All right, cool. So here we go. Why a single inverted Jenny stamp? Inverted Jenny. That's what it's called.
Jenny.
Okay. Sold for $2 million, and I'll explain the Jenny here in a minute. At auction. History, intrigue, and a misprint combined so that a single stamp has sold for $2 million. Well, what is it? Well, at the basic level, it is a U.S. postage stamp from 1918, but this stamp's got lore. The design, which normally shows the quote-unquote Jenny Curtis biplane, the right way up, was already important because it was used on the stamps for the world's first regularly scheduled government airmail service. So this is when airmail was involved.
All right, so when it was first created.
Yeah. So that's why it was historically significant. What makes this particular stamp noteworthy is that the glory-induced rush of stamp making at the time, the workers who were printing this sheet accidentally placed the Jenny upside down. The single sheet of 100 so-called inverted Jennies was sold before anyone caught the mistake, and they have become a treasured collector item ever since.
There were 100 of them?
There's 100 of them.
So there's still 99 out there?
Yes. Well, hold on. There are 96 because this sheet has 4.
Okay.
That I have a picture of it.
Nice.
The sheet has 4. It's on display.
So he's got $8 million worth?
It's on display since 2021. Yeah, I mean,
instead of 2, since he's got 4.
well, no, I mean they probably sold this sheet for 2. So if you could find 4 more, you could probably sell it for another 2 at auction. So it's a big deal? Question mark. It is the icon of stamp collecting, according to Scott Trappell, the president of Siegel Auction Galleries in New York and an expert in the stamp field. He says to keep in mind that planes weren't particularly common in 1918. People were not familiar with what they look like, and the so-called inverted plane on the stamp slipped through the inspectors. It also slipped through the clerk at the post office. It means no one noticed it because they didn't know what planes look like. And even he said, look, don't blame me. I don't know what a plane looks like, so I didn't recognize it when I sold it. Oh, it's so cool, man. This is such a cool story. Trappell says this one is extra special because it's in really good condition after being in storage for decades. It was never exposed to the light. The colors were beautiful. The paper was bright. The back of the stamp and the gum has never been hinged and put into an album. So what now? While there are still other inverted Jenny stamps floating out there, One was stolen in the 1950s and has yet to resurface. So that might be on the black market somewhere. Trappell says that this recently sold one named Position 49 for its place on the original sheet of 100. So this was in the sheet of 100. This one was number 49.
Where are those other 96 at?
Yeah, we got to find them.
Yeah, let's go to the oldest antique and other stores that we can find. Look for this inverted Jenny.
Can you imagine? I have a picture of it if you want to see it. Can you imagine if you found that? Oh my Lord. Okay, I'll send you the link.
I'd sell it for gold though.
Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I would sell it for the money and then I could get gold later. But like,
can we still get gold?
Yeah, you can still get gold. Everybody's
I know you can exchange.
I think buying and trading gold now is much more popular than ever because of the state of the economy. I think people.
I thought the government seized most of, or I know most of it, but I thought they were.
I wouldn't think so because we have jewelry and all
they were
kinds
trying
of other stuff.
Get it all.
We have tons of jewelry.
Yeah,
I mean
that's mostly stones now. So
no, we've still got solid gold.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I was gonna say they can't take all of it. That would be impossible, wouldn't it? To try to track down every single ounce of gold.
It wouldn't even be impossible now.
All right, I sent it to you.
Not for them.
I sent it to you, the article, so you can see the picture of the inverted
Facebook, because I ain't got that open right now.
Yeah, you're good. I got you.
Hang on.
So I'm going to keep reading while you're looking.
Okay.
We grade stamps from 1 to 100 in terms of the centering of the design with the perforations around it. Sorry, I can't talk. And this one is a 95, and there is no better.
Hold on. So the plane is referred to as a Jenny?
Yes.
That's
the inverted Jenny.
It's definitely upside down plane. That's a cool? Weird looking plane now. It kind of looks like a.
It's like the biplane,
like
the early. You remember the Wright brothers?
Yeah, I think so.
What was their plane? Did their plane have a name? Because I don't want to say inverted Jenny. And what if this was the name? No.
But don't ask me to tell you because I don't know.
Wright brothers plane.
24-cent stamp initially, huh?
20. Oh, it was called the Wright Flyer. Okay. But yeah, it looks kind of like the Wright brothers plane, you know. It's if for people listening online, it looks like the Wright brothers plane except it's inverted upside down. And I just thought this was cool. Now the tail looks a little bit better. Tail looks a little bit more modern. Looks like they did a little bit more design on it.
That definitely looks ahead of its time also.
Right? Like I feel like the cockpit and everything back looks like a World War II plane. This was when was this? He said it was more recent. It was 1918, right? Yeah, 1918. So it was.
That's what I thought you said.
It was after a while of modern work on planes, I'm sure. But people just didn't know what they looked like. Is what the article says.
Because there wasn't very many, right?
Yes, exactly. There weren't a lot of planes. Nowadays, we got a lot of planes. We know what they look like. But back then, they did not.
I don't know what a plane looks like.
And it says, if this story has given you FOMS, fear of missing stamps, there are some delightful, and it says Strega non-themed. I think this is for another article. Strega non-themed ones available for just 66 cents a pop.
Well, that's something trying to sell stamps.
Yeah. Yeah, someone's trying to sell stamps. There's no 98. The rating that they got in terms of quality on this one was a 95. So that was the best one they've ever gotten on a Jenny stamp.
They're super old. So.
For those of you out there, if you find an inverted Jenny stamp, keep them. Yeah, you know, if somebody's selling them, buy it.
I mean, they're stamp collectors. Somebody's bound to have.
Well, yeah, but what if you just found one accidentally, bro? Listen, you ever watched antique auctions?
No.
People people buy stuff from garage sales and stuff all the time. Don't know how much it's worth. Then they take it they take it to an antiques dealer and they find out it's worth like 200,000 or like something crazy. Like that happens all the time. So if you find the inverted Jenny stamps, if you want to know, this is npr.org. You can go there and check out the picture for yourself. Keep an eye out. You might find one of the 96.
I'm definitely going to be keeping a lookout for those from now on.
Or the one that was stolen in the 1950s. You could find that one.
Yeah, but then you'd be in possession of stolen property. So no.
Well, not if you're turning the stamp back in. This one was sold at auction. I'm sure it's a historical thing. if you turn the stamp back in and sold it to like a museum or something somewhere, I'm sure it wouldn't be counted stolen.
I want to know who rips off 4 and keeps 96, and then it misplaces them.
Also, you might get a reward if you found the stolen stamp.
Let's find it.
Returned it to the original.
Let's find it and get a reward for it.
You might. You actually might, because that's worth a lot of money, man. Like, you return the stamp, you're like, hey, I'll charge you a few $1,000s if you if you take this stamp, and it's worth $2 million. I mean, you can't beat it.
This is npr.org. If anybody's interested in looking at these stamps.
All right. What else you got for us, Jess? You got another one for us?
Yeah, I do. How do you feel about aquariums?
I love aquariums. My most favorite aquarium is Ripley's Aquarium in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. That is a fantastic aquarium. It is a little bit more expensive, but you can spend all day there. It's one of those things you can spend all day there. It's huge. There's plenty of things to do.
Well, I can't name a single one except for this one, apparently.
Well, what makes...
I mean, I've gone to them, but I don't remember the names.
What makes this one so strange? What do you got for us?
It makes me think of Dory, looking at the title. It says, prosecutors closed investigation of Berlin Aquarium collapse.
Oh.
As the cause remains unclear.
Talk about a horror movie they need to make.
Something broke, crack, smash, something is what I'm assuming.
We have a lot of shark horror movies, but we don't have one about an aquarium collapse. But having it in real life,
I can think of
that's got to be scary, though, right? Just having one collapse in real life. What happened?
This aquarium picture reminds me of Finding Dory. Did you ever see that?
Yeah. I remember.
The big aquarium where she went looking for her parents?
Yep. I remember.
Reminds me of that. Okay, Berlin. This is on October 24th. Oh, man. Oops. Found another October one. There we go. Prosecutors in Berlin said Tuesday that they have closed their investigation into the spectacular collapse of a huge aquarium last December. What? This happened last December. After an expert report failed to pin down a reason why the tank burst. The Aquadom Aquarium, which stood in a hotel lobby in the center of the German capital, burst in the early hours of December 16th, sending 1 million liters. Jeez. 264,000 gallons of water gushing into the building and the street outside.
And it's got to be that much, right? Because when you look at aquariums, I mean, there's a lot of water in just one section of the aquarium.
2 people were slightly injured.
Okay, well, that's good. Nobody died in this, right?
That's good that they were injured.
No. That's good that nobody died in this, right?
Nobody died.
Okay,
as
good.
far as I can tell you.
Okay, good.
Prosecutors
slightly injured, we can get medical treatment for, but
prosecutors said they have closed an investigation of persons unknown on suspicion of causing bodily harm by negligence after evaluating the expert report commissioned by the building's owners, which they received on October 6th.
Negligence. Oh.
Somebody
wasn't doing their job, basically.
Its author, engineer Christian Bonten, has presented 3 theories, but said there was no clear evidence to prove any of them.
Wow. That's scary, isn't it?
What?
The aquarium just collapses. You have no evidence of why.
Yeah. There's some theories, or the hypothesis were that an adhesive seam holding together the cylinder may have failed, that the tank may have been damaged by a dent in its base when the aquarium was modernized in 2020, or that the tank may have been refilled too late after that modernization, drying the acrylic glass walls out too much.
Okay, I don't mean to laugh, but talk about fueling every kid's nightmare.
I mean, I was laughing at
the
injured,
one thing.
So.
Okay, you know how as a kid you get a lot of intrusive thoughts, right? So when you go to the aquarium, the one thought you're thinking as a kid,
shark's gonna
break out in the You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like the aquarium bursting.
Tap the glass too much,
the sharks come out. Like
spider cracks all over the spiderweb cracks.
Okay, there's one advantage though. There's one advantage. Most aquariums, we do see scuba divers in the tank, right? Have you ever seen that? They do a lot of shows with the scuba divers feeding the fish and the sharks.
I've seen it occasionally.
I've taken my kid to a lot of them, and
okay.
They put scuba divers in there and they feed the fish and the sharks. If an aquarium were to quote unquote burst, if it's not something poisonous like let's say a jellyfish, like whatever, or something that's going to sting you, most of the time you can be 100% sure that you're going to be safe. And the reason why is because those fish and the sharks get fed around the clock a lot. Okay, so they are not hungry at any point in time. Okay, so and they have scuba divers that feed them all the time. They're constantly, and if anything were to break, I'm sure they can honestly throw some food in and the fish would be distracted. Everybody could get out safe. Honestly, the only thing you'd have to worry about, maybe drowning. I don't know. There's so much, like the Ripley's Aquarium is humongous. If anything were to break there, you're talking millions of gallons of water, like not just thousands. It would be insane. But other than that, like I said, I'm glad, it's only minor injuries. Everybody got treated. But man, that's scary. Talk about nightmare fuel for your it makes you want to think twice about going into aquarium.
Oh no, I'm not just getting splashed. I might get drowned.
I might be swimming with the fishies. Speaking of aquatic life, I've got one for you, actually.
Another one?
Yes. Along the same line, this one's kind of cool because it's rare. Do you like rare animals?
Yes.
I love rare animals. And this one kind of cracked me up. I had a little chuckle when I left it. His name is Bowie the Lobster.
Larry the Lobster. Huh?
Larry the Lobster, but Bowie the Lobster.
Okay.
Bowie the Lobster is half blue and half red.
Oh, that's awesome.
All kinds of rare.
He's a two-tone lobster.
He was caught by a fisherman, and no harm was done to him, just so everybody knows. But he's caught by a fisherman, and he was very well adored because of his rare colors. Contrary to what a certain casual dining chain might suggest, lobsters come in many colors. I did not know that. Did you know that?
I thought they were all like dark red.
I thought they were all the same color too. But apparently they come in many colors. There are blue lobsters, orange lobsters, and even calico lobsters. But Bowie, named after the pop icon David Bowie, is a rock star lobster.
Like the knife, David Bowie?
David Bowie.
Or Bowie knife, sorry.
Yeah, like the pop star, like the pop rock star.
No, I'm not familiar with
Bowie is half red, half blue, half male, half female.
What? He's a hermaphrodite lobster?
He is apparently a mutant.
Hermalobster.
A bicolored lobster is a 1 in 50 million occurrence, according to New England aquarium biologist Jordan Baker. The split color crustacean blue side is in adherence to gender reveal party norms, male, while the red side is female. Bowie was caught by a lobster fisherman off the shore of Maine and has since clawed its way to internet stardom. Jacob Knowles' friend brought him the rare catch, which Knowles has shown off in a series of videos. He's got a bunch of videos here. It's pretty cool. A lot of Instagram videos. There's some pictures of him. I was very blown away by it, he told NPR. Knowles is a 5th generation lobster man who shows off the Atlantic sea creatures to his millions of followers on TikTok and Instagram. Nobody I've talked to in the harbor has ever seen one like this either, he said. So that speaks pretty loudly. Bowie got its name from commenters who favored this. I can't talk. Who favored the suggestion? I can do it. Of naming it after David Bowie roughly 50,000 times. The rationale was that David Bowie was famously androgynous and appeared to have different colored eyes. I didn't know that. Some other suggestions: Two-Face, Icy Hot, and Lobster McLobsterface.
Lobster McLobsterface.
I vote for that one. Knowles' personal favorite was 50%.
50%. I mean, say he's half blue, half red, right?
He's 50%.
50-50.
He's a 50-50. So how does a lobster end up looking like two fused together? It happens during development, says Baker. There are these embryo mutations or changes in the ontogenetic development. I think that's how you say that. The combination of embryos or division that basically makes up two different animals. Proteins and pigments in the lobster's shell create different shades, which can even change as the lobster molts or based on its diet. And it is possible for Bowie to lay eggs, which Knowles hopes it'll happen. Another cool lobster fact, they can taste with their feet.
That's super weird. Hey, let me go taste this food. Walks out there. Touch.
Bro, I would not be walking anywhere.
No, because I wouldn't be want to taste. And
I'd have to walk on my hands the whole time. If you're in the car right now, walk on your hands. I'd have to walk on my hands the whole time. There's no way.
I thought you just said he could feel. Oh wait, no. He said he could
taste with his
feet.
Taste
with the feet. Okay. Well, the feet.
I wonder if that's
them,
active.
Right? So
now this is my personal fascination. I wonder if that's active 24/7 or that's like a switch they can turn it on and off. That would be interesting, right? To find out.
You don't turn off taste bud or off and on taste bud. So
yeah, but it says they can taste with their feet. Doesn't mean they do it 24/7.
They're walking everywhere with their feet, so they're tasting stuff constantly. Is what I'm assuming.
Maybe, I don't know.
That sounds.
I would be very curious to find out if it's active all the time or if it's something they can turn off.
It probably ain't hungry very much because it's tasting stuff all the time.
Tasting the ground all the time.
Can you imagine?
Ugh, no, I can't. All right.
He's tasting the ground all the time.
Yeah, just salt rocks.
Whatever he's sitting on.
Everything's got to be salty, bro. Ugh. And that's usually how we get them to eat, is rubbing a food item right where they're walking. And they'll find it because of that unique ability, Baker said. For now, Bowie is kept in a cage in the ocean, where Knowles regularly checks in. Knowles is mulling what comes next for the rockstar lobster. He's trying to figure that out. Baker hopes he'll consider donating Bowie to her aquarium, which is also home to several other strange-hued lobsters. A lot of lobstermen in our area, in Maine and the rest of New England, have been really generous when they find these rare lobsters and offer them to us, she said.
That makes me wonder if there's an aquarium somewhere with all manner of strange animals and creatures.
Well, it says right here she's got one. So I wonder if
not just lobsters. It's all.
It said, well, that one was just lobsters. I wonder if she lets people come and seize it. That would be cool. If she let people come and see it, that would be sweet. But I thought that was cool considering your aquarium story. Yeah. I had to get that out of there.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
Do you have any more for us, or we get?
The only other one I have is the Christmas one you sent me.
Okay, all right, cool.
Christmas.
We'll get to that.
Themed.
Let's head into our next section. I want to talk about some stuff this weekend. All right, so real quick, this is not going to be a long section, but I wanted to talk about some things about this weekend because, as you know, this past week was Thanksgiving. We had Black Friday, we have Cyber Monday, and of course, people go crazy usually. So I want to talk about some stuff that's going on for this Black Friday, and it turns out people are not going crazy on Black Friday anymore.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't see anybody pushing anybody around or anything.
Nope. I also saw, I don't know if you saw, but on TikTok and Instagram and things, I saw a few videos talking about how the parking lots were not full of campers. You remember years ago when we had people camping out the night before just to get a deal on stuff?
Yeah, I haven't seen that for years.
Nope. There was a video posted online of different parking lots, and they had the tape off line, for the next morning, where they have like a taped off line outside the store, and you could camp there if you wanted to or whatever.
I think so.
There was nobody.
Well, no, new systems came out.
The lots were empty.
That was a big part of that.
Yeah, the lots were empty. And I think it has to do with online shopping. Because nowadays, online shopping is more popular than ever. Well, I looked this up, and it turns out I was right. Black Friday has generated $9.8 billion in online sales. And I don't know if that's just for the U.S. It sounds like maybe for the U.S.
I didn't expect those sales to be online, though.
9.8.
I thought that was a store-only thing.
here's the thing. Everybody's doing Black Friday sales. And I found, typically when you walk into a retail store, the sales, honestly, let's be honest, they're not that great.
Not really. No.
Everybody is fighting over some sales that'll save them maybe $10 or so at most, sad. Right? Here's the thing. Online sales can deduct their prices a ton more. 50, 60. Yeah, exactly. I saw 70% this weekend. 50, 60, 70%. How can you argue with that, right?
Yeah.
So people are doing their Christmas shopping online now more days than ever. And that number speaks for itself. $9.8 billion, which is a 7% jump from last year. Yeah, so really? People are tired of the pushing and shoving. People are tired of the camping out in the cold. Because I don't think anybody wanted to camp out in the cold this year.
I always thought that was dumb.
Now we can talk about this a little bit, but you were with me for Black Friday shopping, right? Yeah. You went with me? Yeah. So some things we did see, and we talked about this when we were in the car. It is becoming more of a bonding thing, which is kind of weird if you think about it. You and I went out Black Friday shopping, and what did we see? We saw a lot of moms and daughters hanging out and shopping together. Remember that? We talked about it. Yeah. We were in the mall together. Yeah. So
that's a good thing.
I think it's more, it can be. I think it's going to be a thing where people are going to be shopping online. And this is just my theory. I think people are going to be shopping online for Black Friday. And I think the people that go to Black Friday shopping, it's going to be more of a family bonding thing. Because I'll tell you, some of my friends, and some of them, some of my friends that live around us, they go Black Friday shopping now to hang out with their family, basically. Yeah. Do some Christmas shopping, hang out with the family, kind of poke fun at it. I think Black Friday is going to become a meme. Like where, how people used to go crazy for it.
I kind of want to make one now.
And
I bet I could.
You know how people used to go crazy for it? I think people just go out as a family thing now. Now, you and I also talked about, we did notice that Black Friday became more crowded around the afternoon. So the stores are still...
Nobody really likes getting up early.
Yeah, the stores are still being crowded around the afternoon, but nobody's camping anymore, and it's not as bad as it used to be. We don't have chaos running in through the front door. We don't have people getting trampled.
Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's because there was no new system that came out, because those are usually what caused that.
Maybe, but the old Black Friday, it used to be TVs. Now everybody's got
TVs.
Now everybody's got a TV.
About TVs anymore.
Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
I mean,
4,
so
6.
You can get them for cheap now. Yeah. I saw a 55-incher for $100 some.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You can get them super cheap now. So it's not as bad as it used to be. Thank God. I think we're getting past the Black Friday thing, but I think it's going to be more, like we said, it's going to be more of a family outing where moms and daughters can have fun together. I think families can shop together. I don't think people are going out for the deals anymore. I'm going to be honest. We went out that day. There was not that many deals.
It's probably just a social thing now. Yeah, like you said.
It was not that many deals. I didn't see a lot of cutbacks on prices, and I think that has to do with online shopping because you just can't compete. No. I mean, you're talking about retail stores doing a 20-30% markdown, and you got online stores like Amazon, or like eBay,
and fourth of that price
that are like 50, 60, 70, 80% even markdowns on products. So, yeah, as far as I know, I just don't think it's a thing. I'm going to read some more stuff on it and see what's going on. Let's see. CNBC reported on it. CNN reported on it. A bunch of news people reported on it. Fox Business reported on it. But people are holiday shopping, like we said. I mean, $9.8 billion is not anything to laugh at. That's
$9.8 billion what?
Dollars in sales. So people are shopping, just not so much in the retail aspect.
Well, we can't afford to anymore. I mean, nobody can. Really,
well, people are sick of it, man. You got high gas prices. You got overpriced things. I mean, I don't know the material thing. I don't know how long it's going to last, to be honest. Yeah, here's a quote. Consumers, this is from CNN. Consumers are a little fatigued because the season started as early as October. If you noticed, in October, they started putting up Christmas stuff.
Yeah. I was really disappointed, but they didn't even get all the Halloween stuff out. They had already had Christmas stuff out. I was like,
they were basically trying to skip Halloween and Thanksgiving and go straight to Christmas. While foot traffic was quote unquote good into stores, Black Friday discounts were averaging in the 25 to 30% range. What did I say?
80, 90?
Yeah. And the retail stores were in the 20 and 30%, just like I said. So yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about right there. So 25, 30%. Honestly, I don't know. It's crazy, but what we have from this is people tired of waiting in lines and they just want to get stuff delivered to their house now because people can.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, shoot.
If you can, why not?
I think if the world does enter an apocalypse, I think the main driving factor that'll help the world survive is probably online shopping.
It's not if, it's when, brother.
I think one of the only things that'll help us survive is probably online shopping and having things like the post office. Think about it. Every war that we've been through, what's the one thing survived?
The postal service.
Uh-huh.
That is kind of odd if you think about it.
And so even with the wars over the supply lines and things throughout history, the one thing that survived is the delivery services.
That's crazy if you think about it.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah. That's okay, that's job security right there.
That is job security.
That's the definition of it. Apparently.
That's why people want to work for UPS and postal service and all that. You don't have to worry about ever not having a job. You will constantly have a job because somebody's always going to need food. Somebody's always going to need letters or supplies or something.
Somebody's always going to need something.
Doesn't matter whose side wins the war, right? Somebody's always going to need something. So you always have a job.
When in doubt, sister-in-law works for the post office.
When in doubt, deliver it out.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! But you know what? We're talking about Black Friday. We're talking about Thanksgiving. We are in between the Thanksgiving and the holiday kind of area right now. This is the end of November. We're kind of going into December. So I have one last section that we should talk about.
It's only 3 days till December.
That you can do with your friends and your family or whoever you have with you. And it is kind of fun. And it's something to do between the holiday seasons that it really is. Anybody can do it. It's a lot of fun. And the best part, you don't always have to spend money on doing this. This is a very easy thing to do. And it's free most of the time. You ready for it?
Yeah.
What I was describing before the break was something that you don't always have to spend money on. It's very easy to do. Anybody can do it. It's something fun in between the holidays, and that is going to see Christmas lights.
Oh, going to see them, yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say you still have to buy them if you're gonna hang
now.
them.
If you're decorating your house, you do have to buy them, unless you're like our family. You've kept your Christmas lights for 20, 30 years.
Oh, yeah, that's true. If you buy them one time, you never have to buy them again.
If you take care of your Christmas lights, they can last a long time.
Yeah.
But yes, so I thought it would be fun, and I believe I sent you the article, Jess.
Yeah.
If we would go through.
I'm gonna alternate reading
Now, this is in the U.S. This is by The Pioneer Woman. It's a magazine company. But this is 40, and we're probably not going to make it through all 40. But we're going to try to get through some of them. The 40 best places to see Christmas lights. Because that's something you can do. It's a lot of fun. You can hang out with your friends and your family. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. Usually somebody else spend a lot of money and they put up a display and you can go see them. So
some people go Danny DeVito crazy.
Can you guess what number one is?
Can I guess?
Yeah. Yes.
Wait, like where the most lights are?
What do you think of off the top of your head when you think of Christmas lights? Because I know what I think of. I'll tell you what state I think of. What do you think of when you think of Christmas lights? Now, Ohio's a good state. Ohio's a good state for Christmas lights. But besides that,
Michigan, maybe.
Michigan,
because they're up north more.
Okay,
so they're used to cold, and maybe the cold.
Yeah, that's kind of like it's like a comparison to Montana or
Washington, maybe, because they're also north.
Yeah. I think of New York. Rockefeller Center.
I can't believe I didn't say that.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Rockefeller Center, the whole Christmas tree, the big light.
I would have got to it eventually. Okay?
Well, number 1 on our list is Pennsylvania.
I can't believe that's number 1.
I had no idea. Burnville, Pennsylvania, and I'll tell you why. Generations of families have been visiting Koziar's, Koziar, Koziar's Christmas Village since its stunning debut in 1948. This family-owned holiday attraction features more than 1 million Christmas lights adorning buildings, barns, and landscapes. Bro, that's not that far away. We should go check it out.
No, not really.
We should go check it out.
No, I mean, not really like, no, let's not do it. I mean, not really like, yeah, that's not that far away.
No, it's not that far away. What's number 2?
Atlanta, Georgia. Hey,
I didn't know that one
go
either.
There at one point.
I didn't know Atlanta, Georgia was famous for lights either. What do they got?
The Garden Lights Holiday Night Show at the Atlanta Botanical Garden shines bright this year from November 18th, 2023 to January 14th, 2024.
That would be fun.
New additions include a 144-foot-long wintry white skynet, an even larger flock of illuminated metal birds, deer, and more.
That sounds fun. Look at that picture.
It looks like a bunch of strands.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like a forest of strands. Now they're on a deck, so it looks like there's a walkway through the trees. That would be even more fun if there was a walkway through the trees. That would be even more fun. Number 3, Riverside, California. The Festivals of Lights at the Mission Inn Hotel and I didn't know about these places. What the heck? The Mission Inn Hotel and Spa in California is one of the country's biggest holiday light collections. It was even voted best public lights display by USA Today. Join the more than 500,000 people who visit this attraction every year, and you won't be disappointed. Look at the entrance, bro.
That reminds me of another country.
That's got to be net lights, right? That entrance? Because look how thick the lights are.
Either that or the ones that are beamed.
I don't know.
I can't really tell.
I think it's net lights. I think it's LEDs. It's typically how they do that, but that is so many. Okay, well, I did not know that. There's another one in California. What's number 4?
No, not California.
Yeah, it is.
Number 4 says North Carolina.
No. I said number 3 was California.
Oh,
what's number 4?
My bad. Number 4 is Blowing Rock, North Carolina. It's hard not to laugh at that name. But all aboard, Tweetsy. Compose yourself there, Matthew.
I can't. It's a family show.
Tweetsy Christmas offers the unique opportunity to tour the attraction's more than 1 million Christmas lights in a glowing open-air train car.
Okay, that would be cool.
Visitors can also enjoy a live Christmas variety show. Hey, look at that. Variety show.
There you go.
Kid-friendly amusement rides and meetings with Santa and his gingerbread house.
Oh, now that would be a fun family thing, bro.
The train is covered in lights. That looks pretty cool.
It looks like you're getting on, like, I wouldn't say necessarily the Polar Express, but
Hogwarts
as a
Express.
kid, you gotta feel like it, right?
Looks a little like the Hogwarts Express.
It's pretty cool. Oh my gosh. They even got a wreath on the front of the train. Like, that would be fun,
Yeah,
man.
that's interesting. I'd never expected that.
Open air train ride? Heck yeah. Sign me up.
I love trains, dude. Riding on a train is so peaceful. You ever ridden on a train?
And there's so many countries that have like these advanced train systems. I want to try them all.
Japan's bullet trains.
Oh my gosh! Or
I mean, they seem a little scary, but
isn't there one in? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Is there one in South Korea? I can't remember.
That I'm not sure about.
But there's so many. I would love to try them all, man. And the regular scenic train rides that are they're not super fast, but they're scenic trains. Those are a lot of fun too. I've been on one of those. Those are amazing.
Really?
Glass cars.
I remember riding one. Oh, a glass car?
Yeah. So like the bottom half of the car is a regular car, and it's a dining room, right, where you can like sit and eat. The top half of the car is all glass, so you can see out all directions.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
I didn't even know they had glass train.
Yeah, they have a metal frame in between the windows.
Oh, okay.
So they have it's mostly glass, but they'll have like metal frames between the windows. So it's not like
ribs or something.
It's not like somebody could tap on the roof of the car and then it break, right? You know, like not like that.
I remember riding a train in like first grade. I think it was like
I know.
I think we went to Marietta or something. Like I can't remember exactly, but I just remember it being like real peaceful. And
the
chill.
Worst part is we have so much access to trains here in America.
Yeah, but you can't ride them no more.
Train rides are so expensive. Like you can ride them. They still have a lot of scenic trains, but they're getting expensive.
I was trying to hop some trains not too long ago or earlier this year instead of trying to get on a bus or whatever.
They're expensive, man.
And like, I was not having any luck at all. Like,
no, like
because they were all taken or whatever, you know.
I found a railroad once that you could reserve your own private like dining room. You could reserve one for your party, but even that was expensive. It was like
I wish that was
$100 to $300.
I wish that was the normal way to travel. Like one of the normal ways to travel. Still, honestly,
it was like $300 for an hour or something. It was crazy.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was expensive. And that was for a whole party, but like, man, that's a lot of money. 5, Olney, Maryland. I didn't know this one either. If you're in Washington D.C. area, which you did say Washington, you'll want to pay a holiday visit to Winter City Lights in nearby Olney.
Well, I meant Washington State.
Washington D.C. Okay. But... Gotcha. It boasts more than 1 million twinkling lights across its sprawling 18 acres of land. Tickets include a magical hike along a 5-mile long trail of Christmas lights. So get out your walking shoes. Displays and holiday music. That would be fun, man. That's a lot of walking, but that would be fun.
Looks like they're looking at snow coming down. Not
I know. There probably was snow. I don't know.
Wait, you think that is snow? Not lights?
I'm not sure. I can't tell if the picture's edited or not.
Me either.
Number 6.
Oh, look where we're back to Pennsylvania again.
Why is there so many in Pennsylvania?
I don't know. Kennett Square's Longwood Gardens is lit up with more than 500,000 lights for its annual holiday display. This year's Winter Wonderland features an elaborate outdoor light display, festively decorated trees both indoors and outdoors, not to mention holiday horticulture like poinsettias, amaryllis, and fragrant paperwhites.
Wow. And we already talked about that tree. That
picture is showing like a dancing fountain and a tree behind it.
LED blue tree.
Light LED blue. That's
looks like awesome 2 Christmas bushes or trees on each side. It's pretty epic. It looks like something out of a fantasy storybook. Like, that's unreal. Okay, so Kennett Square, add it to the list, man. Number 7, Pine Mountain, Georgia. Named one of National Geographic's top 10 light displays in the world.
Second Georgia, too.
The Fantasy in Lights at Pine Mountains, Callaway, Georgia, Callaway Gardens, features 8 million twinkling ball. 8 million. Jeez. And is nothing short of spectacular. You can drive or walk through the forest of cascading lights and larger-than-life Christmas scenes featuring towering nutcrackers, gigantic snowflakes, and more. That really does look like a forest of lights, bro. That's insane.
I'd totally go there.
That's insane. You can walk or drive. Oh, that's sick.
And it ought to be... sorry. Hang on. Ought to be pretty mild in Georgia, I would say.
Yeah. Imagine walking through that. That's so bright. That picture right there looks like it's
you might be
daytime.
blind when you come back out.
I know.
But...
Like, there's for our listeners, it's a black at night picture. The forest is lit up so brightly that it looks like daytime on the walkway. All right, number 8.
Number 8, Chicago, Illinois.
There you go.
The Chicago Botanic Gardens annual light display, Lightscape, is a 1 1/4 mile path of pure magic. Visitors will be treated to festive displays like the Winter Cathedral, laser light shows, and the singing trees. Plus, this year's event features even more new delights.
That's crazy.
Looks like I'm not even sure
that tunnel they're walking through looks like a cathedral.
Or a tunnel of lights.
That looks like a cathedral. You know, like a church cathedral with the top roof.
Well, that's what it's called, Winter Cathedral.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't even see that. Man, I'm good at this. I should do this more often. Man, no, but that's crazy. That looks awesome. I would definitely check that out. That's sweet. I love Chicago, so that's one of my...
You were just there, too, you said, right?
Yes, I was there for a comedy show. It was awesome. Spent 2 days there. It was fantastic. Chicago is chaos, man. It's just chaos. It's crazy.
Humans are chaos, so...
It's awesome, though. It was awesome. Number 9. Here we go. Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn's Diker Heights? Diker Heights?
That's how I'd say it.
Yeah, Brooklyn's, it's Dyker, Diker Heights. I don't know how to say it. But neighborhood is a beloved Christmas attraction for both locals and tourists. Each year, residents light up their homes with colorful bulbs, festive figures, and fairy lights. The best displays are usually found between 11th and 13th Avenues from 83rd to 86th Street. So this is just a whole community saying, hey, we're going to put up Christmas lights. That's what this is. I mean, this is not like an attraction. You could drive there and see this all for free. This is a whole community in New York saying, hey, let's do this.
It'd be nice to see more doing that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Number 10.
Asheville, North Carolina. There was not very many lights in this picture, but every year at the holidays, the stunning Biltmore Estate in Asheville transforms into a Christmas spectacle worthy of American royalty. During the day, stroll through the home and grounds to admire more than 100 hand-decorated Christmas trees, 25,000 ornaments, and 100,000 holiday lights.
So you know why? Because it's mostly inside. And they're not showing... Yeah, it's mostly
behind
inside. The picture here is not doing it justice, but...
No, it is not. When night falls, experience the estate by candlelight and firelight, much like the Vanderbilt family did on Christmas Eve, 1895, when Biltmore welcomed its first guests.
So if you wanted the royal treatment, there you go. Asheville, North Carolina. I would have never thought to go to Asheville, North Carolina for the royal treatment, but there you go. That's awesome. Let's do a couple more here, and then what we're going to do, since we're running out of time today, is we're going to save some of these for next time. I think we should continue this on another show and give the audience, our members, some more ideas to go see lights, because we don't know who's listening or where they're from. And this might give you some ideas on what to go see this Christmas just for fun. And guess what? Some of them, a lot of them, are free.
How many? Is there 50 total?
40.
40?
Yeah.
And we're only on 11. We stopped at 10.
We're on 11. So let's go through 15, and then we'll do 15 next time, and then we'll do another 15 later. So that's
45.
Yeah.
So
you know what I mean? Like the last few we'll do later.
I gotta tease you a little.
Nah, you always pull on my leg. The 11 is number 11. It's the Bronx, New York. The annual holiday event at the Bronx Zoo celebrates wildlife with immersive light displays, animal lanterns, colored tunnels and arches, lit up trees, and more. And animal lovers will enjoy more than 260 lanterns representing almost 70 animal and plant species, with even more lanterns making their debut at this year's show. That's pretty cool. Now, I will say, if you can't afford any of these on the ones that we're saying, also check your local area. I know our local area, they set up lights all the time. Houses, I know our courthouses, they set up displays all the time out here, and they're all free. So go for it. What were you going to say?
I was just going to describe the picture.
Yeah, go for it.
There's one of the lights looks like a big green and blue ladybug or beetle of some sort.
So it's that paper lantern material that you see in like a Chinese lantern. You ever seen the Chinese lantern? Okay. It's that same material, but they made
animals out of those, huh?
Animals, flowers, and all kinds of other things out of that paper material. Cool. Looks pretty cool. Yeah. 70 animal and plant species and over 260 lanterns. So there you go.
Wow.
Number 12. I would love to check this out.
Flint Ridge, California. Looks like another lit up forest.
Enchanted.
Just north of Los Angeles, you'll find the Enchanted Forest of Light at Descano Gardens.
Let's go.
An interactive nighttime experience featuring a 1-mile walk through sparkling installations and lighting effects. You won't want to miss the town of magical stained glass creations by contemporary sculptor Tom Fruin.
Tom Fruin, yeah. Now, see, it's only 1 mile. It's not too far. It's not that much of a hike.
That's a lot of
but
glass and lights.
That's awesome, bro. Like, oh man. So the picture looks like a foggy, enchanted forest out of a storybook. I don't know how to describe this to you other than that. It's blue, it's green, it's like the whole forest is lit up in
blue
different
and
colors. Yeah, no, like seriously, like the trees look blue, which is it's crazy.
There's people walking.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I would definitely do it. And it's not a long hike. It's only a mile, so definitely worth it.
A mile's so long, dude.
No, well, the one that we talked about was 5 miles long. So there you go.
Okay, maybe not as long. But, I mean.
And the other one was 8 miles long. So pick your poison.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's not as long. But that definitely looks cool.
It does.
Stained glass is pretty sweet, too.
Yeah, and to have like a whole village of that would be epic. 13, Leavenworth, Washington.
Hey, look at that.
There you go.
I called it earlier.
Be dazzled by 500,000 lights when the gorgeous Bavarian-style village of Leavenworth transforms into its annual Christmas Town Festival. The town also hosts lighting ceremonies, sleigh rides, Christmas carolers, and visits from Santa Claus. Very cool. Now,
Dang, fries are done. Dang, fries are done.
I don't know if you know this, but we have a village here in Ohio that was set up by a local family. And they celebrate Christmas every year by transforming an old West town into a Western
like
Christmas
a ghost town?
village. Yeah, like it looks like an old West, like you would step into an old West town from out of the movies, and they transform all that into a Christmas old West town. And you could go see the Grinch, you could see cowboys, you could see Indians, you can go see Santa Claus, all in the same village.
That's funky.
Now, it's only certain times of the year, so you got to look up tickets, but it is pretty cool.
Sounds cool.
All right, give us number 14.
New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans' annual Celebration in the Oaks is an incredible light display featuring more than 1 million bulbs throughout the 25-acre park of sprawling oak trees.
25 acres.
That's more than 8 miles, right? I think.
Go.
Maybe. Look, this one topped it. In addition to the light displays, you can also enjoy a driving tour, amusement park rides, and a botanical garden.
They got amusement park? Oh my goodness. That's a whole like theme park.
Yeah. Kind of just, I mean, all you see in that picture is like a little park.
Yeah, picture doesn't do it justice, but it would be fun to see. Number 15, last one of the day here.
Williamsburg, Virginia. Williamsburg's Busch Gardens boasts one of the biggest holiday light displays in North America, donning a total of 10 million bulbs for the amusement park's Christmas Town event. You can also learn how the colonists celebrated the holidays by visiting the park's Jamestown settlement.
There you go. History like and Christmas lights all in one.
Giant clock lit up.
Yeah, it's a clock tower.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of
you know what I mean.
Jamestown. There you go. That looks fun, man. I would definitely try it. We've got a ton more on this list, bro. There's a ton, but we're not going to get to all of them today. But we're going to get to more of them next time. So join us next time right here on WWV. We've got more stories for you, more fun things, and a whole bunch more for you. And if you guys want to get in contact with us, hit us up on our Facebook at the Facebook community. It is World Variety with Matt and Jesse. So if you guys would like to hit us up, talk to us about the show, send us a message, maybe post some memes while you're over there, whatever you want to do, contact us or hang out with us over at the Facebook community. Again, that's Weird World Variety with Matt and Jesse. Thank you all for listening. This show has been pretty epic. I can't wait for the next one. And from the WWV,
stay weird and watch with your ears.
Yeah, stay weird and watch with your ears. See you guys.